Welcome back, cozy travelers. I hope you had a great couple of weeks. If this is the first time you're clicking on one of my videos, thank you for clicking. And if you're coming back, I want to welcome you back. On today's video, we are doing my first inked up video for 2026 because I do my videos seasonally for this. And so my winter one was at 2025, and so had the same pens for 3 months, and now we're doing the swap over for spring. I did want to tackle this differently than I usually have. So for the past year on this channel, but in my general fountain pen life, which I'm going on to my third year of collecting pens, I have always been a very big matchy person, meaning if I get a pen, I love to match it to the color of the pen. So for example, this green, I would look for a perfect shade of this type of green. Or this purple, I would try to find something very similar or in that family of purples. So I've always kind of been stuck with that mindset. So it's kind of hard to go through your inks and samples when you have so many different colors and maybe you don't have a pen that matches it perfectly, right? So my goal for 2026 is to kind of break that mold and throw myself into doing matches that don't really go together. And so what I did for this one is I grouped all 18 pens that I have never inked up before, meaning the pens have not really been used in a fully 3 months setup for my currently inked. So I grabbed those. And what I did with 15 of them is I threw all of my ink vials, my ink samples, into a bag, and I had my fiance randomly pick them. And the way I kind of correlated with it is I had them all in order. And so it was actually this order. And I was like, for this pen, give me a bottle. So I would literally match it to, as they were being picked out, I would put them to the pen. So that was 100% randomized. And I have currently inked for this time around. I usually do 13. It went up to 15 last season, and now I'm at 18 because I got a lot of pens. And so because we're doing 18, I wanted to at least do a couple that were ones I wanted to do the color for. So of the full 18, 3 of them are chosen by me, and otherwise the others are all randomized and they're only ink samples. So that was kind of my criteria for doing my inks like this. Let's actually get to swatching. Perfect, so I have the page all set up. I always set up the writing aspect of it first and just kind of talk through the swatches and stuff after. And then the way I had set it up before, I typically would have it on the left-hand side and then do the swatches here. But because we have more than usual, I even actually had to add some extra lines on the bottom. I did 8 and 8, and then I'm just gonna do 9 swatches here. So let us first start off here at the top with a sample I have of Tono and Limned Dear Bear. And this is a really gorgeous brown, almost yellowish brown color. And with this pen, I picked the color I wanted in this because I, again, love matching. So this one actually paired up beautifully with the Leonardo Momento Zero Grande 2.0 Sottobosco. This is a really gorgeous, translucent, kind of amber color with some black spots. Really reminds me of like tea and like tea leaves. But yeah, this is also my first Leonardo, the Momento Zero Grande 2.0. And I love this pen, it's really nice. And I have it in a medium. It also has a really nice window on it too. You see it right there. Alrighty, so let me swatch this first. And my swatching tools I have is my usual ink glass stirrer and my Kakamori steel nib with my Tachikawa glass nib holder. I typically try to make sure I space out before I start doing this, but we're gonna wing it today. I like to add extra wisps on my little ink dust clouds. Alright, so first up here we have is Daytona and Limbs. Deer Bear. Such a gorgeous color, and like I said, really matches well with this color because there's lighter aspects, but also there's more browns like this too in here. Yeah, there we go. So you can see a little bit more of the dark tones, but love this one, love that match. So that did help me kind of curb my appetite of the fact that there was some pens here that just don't match, but I was like, I had to commit to the randomization of it, because the next one is, I think, one more of the ones that I picked. Yeah, so the next one, which is inked up with Sailor State, South Dakota, was a combination I picked because for me this pen is pretty neutral, but it kind of was asking for me to put like a pink color in it. And the pen that I am talking about is this adorable Moonman X1. And what's super cool about this pen is, I mean, obviously here it's giving very like magical girl, like Cardcaptor Sakura. So love this. But what's so cool in keeping with like that magical theme is when you twist it open, there's no nib, right? Like nothing there, nothing there. So typically you could do it where you twist the back end on, and as you do that, the nib appears, and it's so cute. And yeah, sometimes it catches the thread, sometimes it doesn't. I'll just twist it because it's easier to twist it myself sometimes. But the way you fill it is the back end opens, and it only takes cartridges, so I just fill it up with whatever ink I want to put. You just kind of twist it back in, and once it's far enough, you just click the back. So yeah, that one's that one, and it's so cute, and it's definitely a pretty inexpensive pen. I think I spent like $20, $25, maybe 30 max. I don't actually have like the list of where I keep all my prices. Editing me, if you want to just put the price of how much I paid on AliExpress, that'd be great. But yeah, that's the pen I have this beautiful color in. And South Dakota is, before I swatch it, I have basically, I'm basically down to here on this ink. Like, it's very much to the end. And that's really exciting to me because I've only ever finished a bottle of ink that I helped like share with people when I was swatching and doing like ink samples. So this is one of the ones I have sampled a lot to people because I love this color. It's one of the very first like pinky purples that I had in my collection. And so this is with the nib here. This one isn't a fine. The colorway is white and gold. And we have in here Sailor State. Oh, I realized I don't have my pencil board back here. I was wondering why it was pretty soft to write with. There we go. Sailor State, South Dakota. Awesome. Next up, we have one of the first colors and pen combinations that I was fully randomized. Actually, of the list, the next one that I picked like intentionally was the very last one here. And first up here we have a Quaker Palm Green, which is, funny enough, the very first ink sample, or like the first batch of ink samples I ever got from my friend Mindy, who helped create Cozy Travelers with me. And this is that color that she gave me. So funny enough, I still have it, and I absolutely remember falling in love with this Quaker Palm Green color, especially because I had it in the Platinum Placer, the green model, which is very similar in color to this. So let me swatch it first, and then I'll show you the color pen that got matched with this. Oh yeah, it's this gorgeous deep green. I remember inking this up for, was it winter of 2024? Yeah, because I got into fountain pens November of 23. And then I have matched with this one is my Leonardo Supernova in Caramel, and I picked it with the black trim. I don't think it actually has its black trim nib in it. No, it does not. It has the silver because I had the black one on my Radius Setimo, which was inked for winter. So this is in a medium, and palm green. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. There we go. And yeah, it is, it's a combination. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, actually, like, again, it's me stepping out of that comfort zone of like, I was like, I would never personally pair this, but in my head, I'm also like, why not? Like, I kind of don't hate it. And that's how I feel with a lot of these pairings where it's like, I personally wouldn't have done it because I'd be wanting to put oranges and browns and like dark grays maybe because of the black trim and the ink here. So like I would be wanting to put those colors, but a green, I was like, okay, not bad. So that's what I have with this one. Next up we have here is a recent ink vial. This one is Amarillo Stationery Blue Santan. And this is a sample I got at the Philly Pen Show. One of our members brought it because we did like a big sample trade. And this is the one of the ones I requested. Because I've never actually tried one of their inks, like the ones that they make. And so this is the first one, and it's a really pretty color. The pen I have this paired up with is my Platinum, this is the Platinum Placer in red. This is the collaboration with Tiger and Bunny, and this specific one is the character Barnaby Brooks Jr., which is Red Bunny in the show. So, not really too well put together. And I don't know if I'm gonna keep it together because it kind of has a struggle writing with it. I'm wondering if it's maybe like too dry, or I'm not sure, but it wasn't working really well with my finer nib on this one. I had to switch it to the 0.5, which is I guess like a medium. And it's writing okay now, but I don't know if it's gonna stay inked with this. We shall see in the mid-season check-in. Next up we have here is this gorgeous pink ink from On Inks, which is a Filipino brand. And a lot of their stuff is, I believe, themed off of like dishes or stuff from the Philippines. And this is one of the ones that they made. I don't know what this one's based off of, like the name, but it's super pretty. And I don't have a lot left of this one because obviously a good amount is swatched in the pen. But even if it's only a little bit, I'm one of those people that really like samples, even if they're rare, like inks that aren't readily available anymore. Because I just find it like to be a nice chance and kind of moment to try it and just be like, hey, like I tried this pen that's like not gonna, this like ink that's not going to be available again. It being like limited edition, or maybe it's something that's very difficult to purchase. So I really just kind of enjoy the moment with it. And that one is paired up with my Pen BBS 470 in Amber is a Cat. This is a really interesting pen. It's one of their limited edition body colors, and matches actually very similarly to a pen I will be showing. Or did I already use that one? Oh, actually no, I think I used that one already. But it's very similar to the Antique Marble from Edison Pen Co. And this one has the Pen BBS logo here. And what's cool is that the logo has little feet print on it. I hope you could see that. It has little paw prints and it says Amber is a Cat. And the fill mechanism for this is you just pull. Oh, it's stuck a little right now, but there we go. So you just kind of pull the ink up, like it suctions up. I don't know what that would be called because it's not a, I guess it still would be a piston fill. It's just not like a twist piston, it's more like a pull. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this pen and this in combo, even though again, I'm gonna be saying like a million times is that it doesn't really match it, but I'm not hating it. So again, this is On Inks, and this is in a fine. On Inks Pinky Swear. Yep, one more time. Our sixth ink here we have is the Wet Pen ink in Pen Cove Muscle. This is a really dark color, like it writes pretty dark, almost like a black, but it's a deep purple. Really stunning. It's like swatch, it shows pretty purple, but when you start writing with it, you'll see it's like very dark. Very wet though, which is nice. And that one got paired up with my Jinhao 82 in Ginger. And this is in a medium nib, which is my first medium Jinhao. The only other one I have is the Lilac, and that one is a fine, and I actually swapped it out to an Opus Mini medium. Oh, it's the Wet Pen. Here we go. And Pen Cove Muscle. Yeah, like you see in here, it almost it's black. Let me see if I zoom in a little bit. There we go. Almost writes in a black there. So we have those two together. All right, this one is one of the first ones you'll see that if you've watched my so-and-so haul video, my big one I did of Kitty Inkpot, Dream Inks, and Pen BBS, is I got this one, which is Black Cat and the Dreamcatcher Guide, which I'm probably not going to be able to fit the whole name here, but we'll get most of it. This is a really gorgeous color. I think I'll put two little dots here. I also love that the so-and-so bottles, like anything that's 5 ml, gets this like cute little one with the stopper on it. Love that. And so this one goes down in this like grayish blue, and then like some purple pinks come out, which is awesome. I don't want to go too crazy because I won't have any room to put it on here. And that one I have in my Kaigelu 356. It didn't really have a name, so I am calling it Berry Haze. And this is in a medium. This is the first time I'm trying the Kaigelu brand. I got these off of AliExpress, and these are really good pens. Pretty inexpensive, really juicy writers. And the nibs have these like, they look like kangaroos. Yeah, it's a kangaroo with a little Joey inside the pouch. I don't know how well that's gonna focus on that. If I can't get it to focus, I'll definitely post a picture up so you can see what I'm talking about. I hope one of those shots that I did of it going closer showed it. But yeah, there's cute little kangaroos on it. And so, oh yeah. I just call it Black Cat Dream. Oh my gosh, I can't spell Black Cat. Black Cat Dream. There we go. I'm gonna let that dry, but this is like a really random combination. But as it dries, because the pink and purple start to come out, it actually doesn't seem like that crazy of a pairing with this one. So not only do I have one inked up, because again, this is a lineup of pens I have not used in an actual inked video. So obviously I'm gonna bring, if I've got multiple of them, into the lineup. And in this case, I bought 2 of the Kai Glue pens. The next one I have is the one that I called Pink Ice. So it's this one, really stunning. I'll actually hold both of them side by side so you can see them. Yeah, they're both really pretty. But yeah, I called this one Pink Ice. And the ink I have in that one is, I originally had it as a sample, and when I actually filled this pen, it was the last bit of that sample, and then I ended up getting the full bottle when I did my like random pickings. So that is, I only have the bottle now. That is the Sailor Yurimeku Byakuya. So it's actually the first time I'm opening it to swatch. I'm wondering if it's because this is the, so I cut, pretty sure I cut this from the back or the front of the book, but the swatches look so different in the same paper, which I'm not mad about. I'm just like very surprised. Oh, let me tip it. And as quickly mentioned, this is in my Pink Ice pen. Oh, Sailor Yurimeku Byakuya. See, even coming out of the pen, it's very different from the swatch. So bizarre. Alrighty, already getting to the 8th one, or the 9th, to the 9th one. We are at the Kitty Ink Pot, Resting in the Evening Wind, or Evening Breeze. This I got from somebody in our Cozy Travelers group who had gone on a trip to China, and she had brought a bunch of bottles, and that's actually when I started hearing about the Kitty Ink Pot, because she brought them with her, and I was seeing people sample, and I was like, those colors are stunning. And so she made me a little sample of this one, and then I started seeing them on my For You page and on a lot of YouTubers were swatching it, and I was like, whoa, this color is really cool. Yeah, whoa, what is going on with this color? I don't know if it's the paper, but again, it's the same paper as this book, which is a oh my gosh, the 2026 Hobonichi with Toma River paper, but I cut it from the front because there was extra pages that I didn't need, so I was just like, oh, I'll just grab it from here. So I don't know why it's reacting so differently. Maybe it's the bigger swatch is making it like that, because on here it's a very small swatch. And so that is in my brand new Ranga. This I got at the Philly Pen Show. It's actually the first thing I got at the Philly Pen Show. I forget, I think it's called the sugarcane model, and I like the sugarcane model shape, and then I called it tiger stripes because that's exactly what it reminded me of. And of course, if it looks like a tiger or reminds me of a tiger, I'm going to buy it, unless it's like no shade, but I think it was the Opus one, the recent 3 animal set one with like zebra, it was a zebra, something else, and a tiger. I was not a fan of the stripes that they used for the tiger model, but that's just me. And so thankfully my wallet's safe from that, and I was able to get this one. And yeah, I actually this is actually a matching tone. Like, I was actually surprised by this combination. And again, it kind of matches more up here than here. Here it's really green. Write the whole name, but yeah, I'm still so like baffled at how different that sample, which is the same paper, is from this, at least to me personally here. We have another of the So and So haulings. I don't know what it was, but my fiance was really pulling out a lot of recent samples that I got in my hauls. So it was kind of funny. I was like, I'm seeing a lot of Kitty ink pot here, and it's funny because those are my newer inks. But I wasn't mad because I also really was excited to test all these inks out. So this one is White Peach Hazelnut Cake. And it's a really pretty color. This, sadly, they couldn't find a bottle of, or even a bigger size than the 2 milliliter size. Also, I threw too many wisps on this one. That one got paired up really nicely with my other Ranga one, and this one I'm calling my Pink Lemonade. And I've actually switched out the nib for this one for a Yovo rainbow nib. Super cool. I like how it kind of fades into the silver of the nib. Towards the end of 2025, I started really buying a lot of like cool nibs, like the Yovo ones. I have like a purple plated one, I have a blue plated one, a red one, this one, and I think only a couple of gold ones. So this one is, and it's in a medium pot. So not cake. Okay. And this one is a sample, which I actually currently now have a bottle because of how much I loved this ink and the fact that I only have a little under 2 milliliters left in this one. Is the Tone and Limbs collab with Wasted Paper in Perfectly Insane. This one is such an awesome ink color from Neil over at the Wasted Paper. If you're not following him on Instagram and YouTube, definitely go give him a follow. I'll drop his information in the description. And this is such a really pretty color here. And it matches, again, randomly, the pen I got here perfectly. And it's so funny that some of those happened, like even with by chance, that I got to pair some pens matching. I guess my will and want for some of them to match was strong enough. Because it didn't happen with many, but it happened with a few, which I will take. And so this one is paired with my gorgeous first pilot ever, Custom 74 in Lavender Fog. I got one at the Philly Pen Show. It was my last pen purchase of the event because I was only there on one day. And they only had a double broad left, but thankfully I had an appointment towards the end of the day with Damien at All in the Nib, and I was able to get a Naginata grind on this one. Also, I just realized I'm fully out of focus. There we go. And yeah, so this one is, I don't know if I'm able to fit everything. So let me just put Tono and Limbs, X Wasted Paper, Perfectly Insane. I actually really love how this looks, because I could have gone with, I do have a lighter purple that might have matched better, but I think this actually still worked really well with this. Next up we have here my one of only 2 shimmer inks in here, which breaks my heart because I love shimmer, is the Wear and Go Psych Poly. This one is a yellow ink with it's like a greenish iridescent shimmer, which is really gorgeous. Let me see if I could get some good shimmer in this swatch. And thankfully, what I like about this yellow is that it's very legible, which is nice. Give a couple more cloud lumps. And this one got paired up with my first pen from Woodworks of NC or North Carolina. He's on Etsy. I will link his information below, and actually a lot of the makers here, I'll make sure I'll try to link their websites down and or Instagrams. And this one is in the Jonathan Brooks resin Water Lily Koi, and I love this color. Like when I saw it, I was like, I really want this. And then I found it at a really good price, so I grabbed it. And he put a medium Yovo in it. It does not really post, which is fine because the pen is still pretty comfortable in my hand. And it actually, this is one of those few that I said like the match actually really works, because when you look at the pen, there's some yellow in it along with that green. So like right here, like you could really see some yellows in the greens, which is great and matches really nicely with that color. The next pairing I have is Diamine Olive Swirl. And what's really funny is this was the other big one that I was like, when I saw these two together, I was like, the universe really wanted to help me match some colors with their pens. And you'll see in a second what I mean by that. And so this one is as the name entails. And what's great is it also knew that I wanted to do shimmer, but there's not a lot of the shimmer in this one, in the sample. But it knew I wanted more shimmer in this lineup. So the pen that's with this one is my Esterbrook Corky Leaf. I just recently got this from somebody who's selling out of their collection. So I got it at a really good price. I got ink on my hands. And not only did I get it at a good price for the pen, but I actually got it with a custom grind. It's one of their scribe nibs, which is really cool. I'd never tried one of them, so this is a really nice test for that. And so this one is oh, I forgot to put my little stars. Here we go. Here we go. And so like that was, I was like, heck yeah, thank you. Because that was such a good green color to match with this pen. All right, the 14th pen ink color is Troublemaker Petrichor. When I swatched this, I knew this was going to be an instant like hit for me because I just loved this color, and I've been really liking my Troublemaker inks. They are very wet, but as long as you have it in a good pen that matches with that, you're gonna have a fun time. Like it goes down this like grayish blue green, almost like a teal, like a gray teal. And then when it dries, it becomes this gorgeous color up here. And again, we'll see if that happens because as we saw over here, it did something else. I don't know what happened over here with some of the colors. But oh, before I start writing, this one is paired up with my second ever pilot. This is the other custom 74 I have, and this is in the really cool 30th anniversary body. In this set, the pen came with 3 different bodies, which I have, but I wanted to keep it with the first one I had already on it, which was the blue, but it also comes in a turquoise and yellow. Actually, hold on, let me show you those. Yeah, here we go. So it comes in this really pretty turquoise and like amber tone. And so I could swap it with whatever color I want. And it's also cool because then I could technically swap it with the Lavender Fog, which I don't know if I will, but I can if I wanted to. And so with this one, I have it in their Signib, which I'm pretty sure is ground, yeah, from abroad. So it's one of their custom grinds. petrichor. So cool. Let that dry and see if it goes anywhere close to the purple that came out. Oh, you're starting to see some of the purple in it. I think it just definitely needs to dry. Hopefully we're moving because there's a lot of inks to swatch here. Next we have is the Papier Plume Mardi Gras Indian Purple. And this one is another pretty dark purple one. Something about the colors just spoke and wanted to be a lot of purple in here, which I'm totally cool with. That is, I will say, one of the only issues I have with the randomization of like picking out of a bag or putting it in like a random picker, is that sometimes you'll get a lot of the same colors, and thankfully for this, like a lot of them are different enough in my samples that I don't like to mimic or like duplicate stuff, so they haven't been super close. But I'm like, what if I got like a bunch of just green? Like that would kind of stink in my lineup, but I could always swap them out by the mid-season one. And I have heard that some people, you know, just to kind of switch things up, have like inked only colors that are like like all purple pens, or like not pens, all purple inks, and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, that's not a terrible idea. I actually kind of like that. Will I do it this year? Maybe not, but keeping it in mind. And I did that thing again where I forgot to tell you the pen, but I'll show you in a second. Perfect. So this one is in my Platinum 3776 Century, the Nice colorway, or Nice collab. And this is a numbered one, so it's 1484 out of 2000. And again, it's just like a sandblasted body, you know, demonstrator style. It's nice. I actually don't mind it. It's medium. I got it at a really good price on Kingdom Note, which is a Japanese secondhand site that does ship to the US via a proxy service. So they let you buy through them and then they ship it through that. And it was like $160, which is crazy because the price in this in the States is pretty high. But I really wanted to have an extra medium nib in case I ever wanted to swap it for one of my pens. So I was like, this is actually a really good one. And it's actually the same price I paid for the Pilot and the next pen I'm going to talk about, which is paired up with Robert Oster Australis Rose, or Australis. This one went through it because when the sample got sent to me, unfortunately some of it leaked out, but still majority of it's still in here, which is great. And we're getting down to it, the last three colors here. So this one is a like very deep reddish pink. And I had contemplated this color because I had swatched it at Yoseka and I was like, okay, it's really pretty, but I ended up going instead with the dusty pink from Robert Oster. And now that I have a sample of the Australis and the dusty, I'm really happy with the dusty more, especially because this kind of reminds me of the 3:15 a.m. ink that I have now. So this way I feel like I'm not missing out too much on not getting this whole bottle, because the Robert Oster bottles are actually pretty big, so I'm always trying to send some samples to people of that color. And this one got paired with the third pen that I got in that set of the Pilot and the other Platinum, and that was the other Platinum, and this is the 3776 Higo Inlay number 95 Sakura. This is a stunning black pen in my, technically my second black pen, but the other one is like with my drawing stuff and not one that I really keep out for curly inks. So this is my first black pen that'll be in rotation for this, and it is so stunning. The gold inlay here is so pretty. They had a ginkgo version too, but I love the Sakura one more. And this one is, as you saw, it's a snap cap, not their twist one. So that threw me off first because I was twisting it for a second and I was like, huh? And yeah, it's a pop off. But it still has the seal in there, which is nice. And this one is in my first broad size for a platinum nib. And I gotta say, it's very juicy. Because I really love a platinum medium, and I've gotten really used to their fine one after being tuned in my everyday, like weekly Hobonichi. Yeah, so I have those paired together, which a black one is really nice because you don't have to worry about matching it too much because it's already a black ink unless you're a black pen, so unless you're putting black ink that's matching. But yeah, I actually really like that combination. The second to last pairing ink we have here is another, the last one actually, the last randomized one, the Certain Yam from Kitty Ink Pot. So pretty. And I think it's going to show up a lot browner here because, again, for some reason this page from the same book is different. And that one is in a Pilot 78G, which is this really tiny light pen, which I thought it was going to be a snap off, but it's actually twist. And this one is in a medium, and it's super cute. It actually came in a really cute case, and I got this one off of AliExpress because I guess this is like one of their more like Asia exclusive pens, because I know there's a bunch like in the there's a lot of Kakanos and Preppies that are exclusive to like China, so I think this might be like one of the models that might be like that, because I couldn't find much information in the US market, but it's a really cute pen and it writes really nicely. Certain Yam. Cute. Oh. Alrighty, and the last ink for this whole set is this bottle that I picked from, again, that so-and-so order, one of the very few bottles I ordered, and that is the Kitty Ink Pot Blood and Bone Blossom. It's a stunning red ink. I knew right off the bat that I really wanted to use it in a pen, and when I saw this pen and knew it was going to come in just in time for my currently inked, I said, yep, I'm going to pair these two together. Very much giving like drying blood, which is a crazy visual and kind of descriptor, but that's kind of what it reminds me of. And that one got paired up with one of the most special pens currently, and I think one of the highlights of this year so far, even though we're only in March, and that is this stunning platinum. And again, in the lighting right now you don't see it because it just looks like a black platinum, but as I kind of show the light, you'll see a tiger laid into the pen and some bamboo at the top. You guys know me, I love tigers, so this was a really kind of special pen for me to get, because yeah, if you line it up properly, the whole tiger is perfectly lined up like that. So this one is and that's it. Perfect. So let all of these dry for a bit, and then we'll come back and do a close-up and close out the video. All right, perfect. So I have here all the inks dried, and I'm actually just gonna do a quick zoom up too of all the writing samples here. And then all the samples of the colors. See that deep green with like a shift to like black in some sections. Again, these were pretty wild down here. I don't know what happened with them, but in the lighter moments like that is where it really matches like where the writing samples are. Here more so the pink. That one looks crazy. Yeah, this one's so cool. And then let me see if I can get a little bit of the shimmer. There we go. And yay, you get to see some of that green shimmer in the Diamine one. And sad these are the only two shimmers I have in here, but I'm so glad we got some shimmer in the lineup. Perfect, so thank you for watching me swatch everything I have lined up for spring. I hope you had a really fun time. I know this is probably my longest inked video because this is the most I've had inked up at the initial start of a season. It went up from originally being 12, then 13, then 15, and now we're at 18, which is pretty crazy. I really don't want to go past that because like I said last time, I always end up adding a couple pens in because I maybe want to swatch stuff out or I got a new pen and I do have one already on order, but I am in a very strong low to no buy. Over in our Cozy Travelers group, we have a thread started for that. The first week was actually really solid and then I rewarded myself with a pen. But for me, it's really getting back into that intentional saving aspect of buying pens and stuff because I feel like, especially at the end of 2025 to now, like I've just been buying pens. And thankfully I loved all of them, and I do still love all of them. And a lot of them are pretty inexpensive, but I think kind of slowing down a moment and just kind of taking everything one step at a time, I think is where I really want to go this year, being a little bit more intentional with my pen purchases. So I rewarded myself with one pen. And then now I'm entering my third week of no buy, and it's been really good. I had like one cheat day to like if there was anything I had put on a wish list and I really wanted to buy and I had the money for it, I would get, but there wasn't really much on it. It was a couple of like ancillary things, not stationery related. And yeah, so I'm kind of sticking to that, and we'll see, and maybe that'll help me really kind of push into using a lot of my inks and stuff. Because as I finish these, like let's say some of the ones like the awnings where it's like very little left and I use all of it, like I could use another sample. And yeah, stuff like that. So thank you for watching. I hope you had fun. I will see everybody in 2 weeks because that's my usual upload time. If you liked what you saw, please leave a like, comment what your favorite combination was, maybe your most unexpected one, and I will see you in a few weeks. Alrighty, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you then. Bye.